Matt with Jaya Nation. I am making a video here because up the river is a city called Zigwe, and it's where the Three Gorges Dam is. You guys might have heard it in the news recently. The Yangtze here is flowing like crazy. All this water in front of me is flowing out of the dam. It's pretty interesting. Like, I've seen dams in my life. I actually spent like 5 years in Las Vegas. So in Las Vegas we have the Hoover Dam nearby. And there's a river outside the Hoover Dam that is the expelled water from the Hoover Dam. But it is like 1/100th of the water I see flowing in front of me right now. There's one guy out there. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Come on. His dogs are cleaning the Yangtze. I have a couple of friends with me, Lee and Ollie Barrett, who run another YouTube channel. I was in Chongqing yesterday and made our way here. We were supposed to stay the night in this Zigwe, in the city, but weird COVID concerns and security concerns pushed us back to Yichang, which is about 30 kilometers south through the mountains. So we're going to restart here this morning, head over to the dam, take a look at it, do a tour of the dam. I had bigger plans with regards to the video projects that I'm sharing with you, like drone flights and everything, but I do not think that drone flights are going to be possible. In fact, I was forcefully discouraged. Not like physically forcefully, but just from friends here. They were like, I think there's some military bases and there's a real significance of the dam in the area. The dam provides almost 1 to 2% of the power of China. All of China comes from the Three Gorges Dam. My objective with this video series is just to kind of give you the reality of the dam, and there's some positives and negatives involved in it. I've been doing a lot of research as much as I can, and I'm really excited. These sort of gigantic human engineered projects really are amazing, and I'm curious to share it with you, to learn some things, and also maybe enlighten some people into the reality of what this dam does for China, the positives and the negatives, the good and the bad, you know. But right now I'm just waking up a little bit. 6:30, it's time for breakfast. I should have brought my bathing suit. There's a lot of people swimming in the Yangtze today.
Okay, so we are set.
Hello, ni hao.
Ni hao.
Good morning. She's going to be our guide. What's your English name?
My English name is Zhen.
Jen.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Jen.
Nice to meet you too.
It's actually a really beautiful ride from Yichang to Zigwe, but Zigwe is the actual location where the dam is. And a couple of things that you notice as you're riding is, well, first of all, Ollie is back there sleeping and his nose is pointed up towards the sky. That's kind of interesting, but that doesn't have anything to do with the dam. But the river is really wide. It's amazing this volume of water exits the dam. That's what this is. This is the exit of the dam. But there's a lot of security. Apparently there were threats of bombings, and so people There's even a sign here with a little truck with a little. They do not want flammable.
Yeah,
they don't want anything
fuel
flammable
tankers
or
around
anything
here.
near here.
I guess without solid evidence.
Try, bush try.
Follow me. Follow me. The people is not green card.
真的？
Yes.
它没有绿？
没有，对。
它红是吗？
No.
哦 ，OK。All right, let's see the dam. We are the only ones here, guys. The whole dam is just for us. Oh, yo! American. They're like Americans, get me off this bus.
Please hold down and stand still and shutters at slow.
When I was with
Well, they covered all the bases here. There's no chance for anything to fly here. It's a good thing you didn't bring the airship, Lee.
Oh man. Yeah, and it's a good job you left your helicopter back at the hotel.
And the hot air balloon, too. We're on the top of Tanza Hill. This is a hill that's up on the north side. I think we're on the north, yeah, we're on the north side of the Three Gorges Dam. This is probably the best view you're gonna get because I guess the best view would be droning, but we can't shoot with the drones for obvious reasons. Lee and Ollie are over here filming for their channel. I'll leave a link to their videos. This dam spans the river, and in its consecutive length, it's 2.3 kilometers. At the top, the water is suspended about 170 meters above the exhaust. So this exhaust area here is 170 meters lower, and it's like 170 meters taller. The dam itself is 180 meters tall for the entire length. Pretty incredible. There's so much steel in that dam. It's like 63 Eiffel Towers in Paris worth of steel. You can see right now that the exhaust gates, some of the exhaust gates are open. There's 3 gates that are open that are releasing water. Now, a lot of things that people don't think about is that shipping has to go around the river. Hello. Shipping has to go around the river, you know? So you obviously can't have ships going over the dam. So they set up this lock system, and they have a bunch of locks that drop the ships down, 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 down. One of the reasons they put the dam here was to allow a little bit more of a steady flow, so that shipping and whatnot was not aggravated and didn't have as much difficulty transporting down the Yangtze River. I actually have a kind of a unique relationship with stuff like this. I used to live on a yacht in Detroit in the United States, and we used to take the yacht from Detroit through the Great Lakes, down the Erie Canal across New York, exit at the Hudson. From the Hudson, we'd go all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But through the Erie Canal, we'd have a lot of these locks that would drop shipping lower and lower and lower so that they would match up with the sea level when you exited. The reservoir that's created by the Three Gorges Dam that actually backs up water, it goes back 600 plus kilometers. Can you imagine? It's really hard to imagine the volume of water that this dam holds behind the dam wall.
Let's go to the next step.
Where's the next step?
Next station.
Oh, over here?
Yes.
You mean just down here?
No. We go to the street and 然后去 take the bus or to the
Close.
yes.
Closer to the dam.
Yeah.
Are you glad I took some notes?
Yeah.
Those are very useful, right?
They are. They
I mean,
are.
I could just read the entire thing and it would be very interesting.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, gutted we didn't bring a thing. We could have live streamed that.
Forget about it, Lee. You're just gonna bother yourself.
That would have been so good.
The Three Gorges Dam was fraught with some controversy. Normally, especially in a country like China, if you're going to build a project like this, especially when the leader's involved, it's pretty much universally approved, you know? It's like, does everybody agree with this? And everybody nods their head in agreement, and so they do it. But the building of the Three Gorges Dam had a lot of pushback from even the people in the political realm when they were approving it. It had an approval rate of like 67%, which means that there was a considerable amount of dissension with regards to building the dam. There was a lot of concern about the environment. There was a lot of concern about displacement of population. When they built this dam, I mean, behind me, the water behind me, which you're going to see in a second, that is the result of the filling behind the dam. And there are areas behind this dam that are like 175 meters deep. Deeper than they were originally when it was just a river. So that height of water displaced a lot of land, and what you ended up with is you had like 1.3 million people had to be moved out of villages and towns, and those villages and towns had to be reduced and flattened and demolished so that the water flow can get through and you wouldn't have problems with shipping and things. So there was a massive amount of logistical challenge and environmental challenge. Over here, guys. Now, Chinese are a bit allergic to heat. They don't like the sun, and they don't like things too hot. And I guess that kind of works to our advantage, because it looks like we pretty much have the dam to ourselves. There's very few tourists here, and you could see by those cars lined up that there's not a lot of need to transport busloads of tourists back and forth from the dam. Combine that with the COVID-19 crisis, and you get kind of a weird time to be in China, right?
Absolutely.
It is a weird time to be here.
I'm sure we'll remember this for decades to come, because under COVID, under the flooding, and this dam is all in the news, so to come at this time is a very, memorable period of time to come here.
Yeah. Strange days.
So, just to get the facts, that the wall from here to the water is like 4 or 5 stories, right?
Yeah.
And then this here, which we thought was land, this is actually garbage that has come down the river. And as Matt says, there might be a kind of an inlet here, so it collects around that inlet. And I sort of mentioned that. I wonder why they don't clear it, but that might be just a few days, yeah, because there's so much water flowing into here and
from
through
so much
that dam,
cities, so many population, centers.
All over the north of China, he's coming into this area here.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I found out yesterday from Matt that the reservoir stretches 660 kilometers. That is over an hour's flying time in a plane.
Yeah.
An hour. You
Yeah.
could fly for an hour and you'd still be over the reservoirs. That just, maybe give you a size of how big it is.
660 kilometers that direction.
That is just...
Try to think about a kilometer, right?
Yeah.
Just a kilometer, because 660 kilometers is tough to imagine, right?
Yeah.
Think of a bathtub in your house that is a kilometer long, and then try to fill that up with water.
How long would it take?
How long would it take? And then this is 2.5 kilometers wide and goes on for 660 kilometers.
So you just
That's
try and
incredible.
imagine that amount of water.
And it's 170 meters deep.
kind of interesting that there's no brand on them. So if you see this truck over here, you know, that would have a huge cat logo on the front of there normally, you know, in letters that are about 30 centimetres high, and the digger would have it on the cab doors maybe. It does look like Caterpillar to me.
Here, go on the tire and spread your arms out.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you how big these things are.
Wow, that is some good perspective right there. The waters of the Yangtze, as they come down the river, they pick up and drop sediment. They'll pick it up from inland, and then they'll take it all the way out and then drop it. They'll drop it in places like Wuhan, and they'll even drop it in places like Shanghai before it exits into the ocean. So when they put the dam here, one of the negatives is the fact that all of that sediment is now stopped from progressing down the river and is building up behind the dam wall.
Yeah.
What that's doing is, one, it's building up sediment on the ground of the gorge, right?
That's right.
So you're displacing
the
volume of water, but also you're removing the ability to build foundation and land downstream.
Yeah.
So Shanghai, for example, is on a very loose sediment. The whole city is built on loose sediment, and it depends on the sediment brought down by the Yangtze to reinforce the land that all the buildings are built on.
Well, somebody told me that Shanghai, since they started building on it, has sank over 1/2 metre.
Yeah,
the ground level's moved by over 1/2 metre.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I wonder how they deal with that sediment building up on the bed of the reservoir.
Well, our guide was just saying that, you know, obviously the river, if you look at it, is brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it is full of minerals and sediment and stuff that's carried beyond the dam. But you got to imagine there's a lot that gets stuck behind the wall. You know. Back in the day, in order to build the dam, China relied a lot on advice from American dam builders.
Well, and equipment. You see, this is the rub really, because you know you've got Trump now. He's punishing China. Yeah. You know, just to build a project like this, probably brought in hundreds of millions or billions of dollars of business to America. There'd have been architects involved. You know, Caterpillar would have supplied huge amounts of machinery.
I mean, globalism is thought of as such a bad word, but globalism is what can help all the countries work together to do really amazing projects.
Now look at the chop.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, what you're looking at is just a small percentage of the water coming out of that dam. The rest of it is under. Yeah, I mean,
It's hard to get the sense of just how big this is, and you look at the plume of water coming out, and from here it looks quite small, but then if you look at the crane on the top, which is like 5 or 6 stories tall, the plume of water is bigger than one of those. So it'd be like just over the top, you know, and that just sort of tries to give you an idea of the scale of this thing, man. It's massive.
all right, guys, we're gonna go to lunch. I am so thirsty. I'm so hot. I'm famished. Are you guys hungry?
I'm more thirsty though. I feel I'm dehydrated.
Yeah.
There's nowhere here to buy a
It's so
drink,
hot.
man.
So we're gonna get some grub. Oh, masks on.
Oh yeah. nice, yeah. Okay, well, that's all good. Chicken was nice, the pork was lovely, vegetables good. Just don't like the tofu, but...
That's okay. I'll eat the tofu. We're going to head out now. We're going to go back to the train station, and we are going to go back to Chongqing. Our dam adventure is complete. Damn it. I wonder how hard these ships have to push it in order to go forward. You know what I mean? So he did a picture book of life in this village. So we're going to take a tour through this village from his picture book's point of view. This is sort of like hodgepodge living. You take whatever bits and pieces you can find and you formulate a structure to live in.
What the hell?
Smoking a cigarette with
Yeah,
the propane
with propane.
canisters.
Yeah.
That's classic.
So a 92-year-old lady lives here, and I took her portrait one time last year. And she said, I would like you to enlarge the photo you took of me, and so I can use it